More than 85 million Americans are now at least partially vaccinated. 127 million have seen a stimulus payment hit their bank account in the last few weeks. And coronavirus cases continue to trend downward. It's a hopeful combination that has many people itching to travel again. But how safe is it for you to book that trip? Travel expert Francesca Page joins us now to offer her insight into the months to come. Francesca, you're seeing signs that travel is already making a comeback. What indicators are you watching specifically?
Well, first off, we know that more Americans are intending to travel soon. In fact, those planning to travel or go on vacation in the short term have increased slightly week over week from 36% to 39% in the first week of March alone. Airlines as well have had their busiest weekend this last weekend since pre-pandemic times. The weekend of March 12th, U.S. airports saw the highest number of travelers since before the pandemic began.
Francesca, we saw a lot of changes throughout the pandemic to travel, notably some airlines keeping seats open so people stay safe. Many of the airlines have stopped doing that. What changes do you expect will stick around after the pandemic?
Well, for travelers, health and safety are going to be the top concerns when making plans. Travel insurance products, for example, have been able to pivot and address these increased concerns, specifically adding COVID medical and trip interruption coverage. You've got air medical transport programs like MedJet that if you're hospitalized while traveling will arrange medical transportation to your hospital at home. Now, most travel insurance only evacuates to a nearby hospital, but MedJet actually gets you moved home, and they've added COVID-19 transport benefits last October for domestic travel and international destinations as they opened up.
You know, many people are eager to travel, and why wouldn't they be? But is there a lingering hesitancy, and how will that affect travel plans?
Well, in the short term, those planning to travel or go on vacation seems to have increased, but some studies have shown that just over half of Americans have no intentions to travel in the short term, although even that is significantly down from the 70% who felt that way back in January. Now, there's also the argument that while people are traveling again, it's mainly to see family rather than to go to a hotel or resort. But in general, hesitancy seems to be coming from international travel rather than domestic travel.
One major travel sector to take a huge hit, cruises. When do you think they'll be back up and running the way they were before the pandemic?
Well, as we know, the CDC announced this week it's going to be limiting cruises until early November. But keep in mind, enforcing COVID safety protocols or precautions on a cruise liner where passengers are in close proximity for an extended number of days is obviously much harder than on an airplane or airport, where we've seen dramatic impacts that touchless protocols and even the HEPA filters alone have made. So much so, as you've mentioned, that we know most airlines are now confidently filling that middle seat again.
Francesca Page, as always, we appreciate your time and your insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are